What's up everybody, LA2 After back with a brand new video. Let's talk about starting a credit repair business. Now a lot of people have been asking me the same question on my comment section. They've been emailing me about that. They've been taking my course. And of course, a lot of people individually have sought out some extra help because some of them already have an existing credit repair business. So what are we going to discuss? So I believe that there's a lot of things to consider when it comes to starting a credit repair business. But one of the most important things you need to understand is what makes you different, right? So let's touch up on 5 core principles of having a very successful credit repair company. So the first element is what makes you different. Now we have to analyze that on a very thorough level. It's because what makes us different means that we've had some sort of skill set or some sort of value to add to our customers that they can't find somewhere else. So that kind of level of compensation is going to make it worthwhile for them to choose you over other people. So what can you do to be the choice? So to stand out, you have to be unique. So what is it about your company? What are some of the factors about your company, or perhaps something that you add a bit more than what others do that makes it unique? So I need you to understand that is something that you have to do. That is something that you have to invest your time figuring out, because if you don't have that, it's going to hurt your ability to serve your customers properly. So that's the first thing. Second thing is your price point. The reason I say this is because a lot of credit repair organizations out there, they're charging regular monthly fees like $100 a month or $80 a month or whatever the case, right? But I want you to really pay attention to what your price point is going to be. Why? Well, simple. Your price point has to be unique. As much as your value or the unique proposition you have, your price point has to stand apart. A good way of determining that is your cost of doing business. And typically, credit repair is not a very overhead extensive business. It's rather, you have printing costs and you have mailing costs. And I'm assuming that you're telling your customers to rely on you for the whole logistical part of it. Essentially, they'll have to trust you to mail it for them and for you to write the documents and print it out for them. So with that said, per campaign, you have an estimated cost. And I'm assuming that you're sending out certified mail with return receipt, which means that obviously when you're sending out this mail, people are going to ask you for a receipt that they can track so that they know that the efforts are actually, being pursued. So that's one way of looking at it. So that's the first thing, right? When it comes to price point. So you have to factor all that in. You have to calculate that, and with it, then you have to go ahead and put yourself in a position to say, yeah, my price point works because overall it's not expensive. And number 2, it gives me a unique angle to be able to help my customers. So that's something that you have to do. So that's something that you have to consider as a factor. So price point is definitely critical. I think the third point really is, what's the level of service that you're providing in terms of value? That first thing we talked about, but what I'm saying is, what knowledge base are you bringing to the table? Why should they trust you with their credit file, regardless of how the price or the value you have? Why should they trust you? What experiences do you have? And if you don't have the experience, how can you compensate for that? That's another thing I want you to think about, because a lot of people start their credit repair businesses and they don't think about these things. They just go out there and they try to beat the pricing of their competitors, and they launch their business and they download templates and shoot out their campaigns from that. And typically what happens is they don't stay in business for too long. And that's an obvious situation, right? Because obviously if you continue doing that, then who cares about price? And people would just never spend the money and save up a little bit more to go with the competitor that has a lot more knowledge and a lot more to offer than what you do. So when it comes to that, what's your unique angle in terms of knowledge base and experience that you're bringing to the table? You need to have that. If you don't have that, then you're crippled and you're not necessarily different or unique. And that's actually going to be more hurtful than good. So that's the third point I want to address. The fourth point is, what's the follow-up service look like? Why am I saying this? A lot of credit repair organizations, what they do is, they help their customers, and a lot of them don't last more than 30 days because they get paid for their service. They send out the mail, but there's literally no follow-up. You have to follow your customers through and through until the end to make sure that, situations are being respected and that your customers are being followed through. There's credit repair campaigns that last up to 60 days, some 90, some even up to 120 days. So you guys have to do your job to make sure that you're following through and that you're being consistent with that. The minute you stop doing that, the minute your business starts to die. So follow-up is very important, and you have to use all different tools to do that. You have a system that actually looks at the customer's progress. That could be something that you can use, and then you follow up with your customers with that. So remember, that's a very important part of staying in business when it comes to credit repair. If you want to get some referrals, customers will see that you've been consistent, that you're delivering value, you're very knowledgeable, your price point is fair, plus you have good customer service, which is all embedded in the follow-up process. The fifth and final point I'd like to say is go out there and do a little bit of marketing. Now, I'm not saying go and spend on Facebook advertising, because probably Facebook won't allow you to do that because of the new legislation and stuff like that, but market yourself through, a variety of different ways by having yourself aligned with some people that are complementary to your business, whether it be a real estate agent who is trying to close some homes and she's not able to do, or he's not able to do it because of some credit challenged clients, or whether you're aligned with a car dealer who's selling a lot of volume, but they're looking for clients who have decent credit to be able to save their customers some money. All these little things is very important. So when it comes to marketing, think different, think progressive partnerships. And then from that, when you start getting a revenue source and building up that and stacking it, then you can discuss other forms of strategy and marketing that a lot of social media gurus out there will tell you usually. But my point here is do with what you got, the resources that you already have, and use that to the best of your ability. And then past that point, break through and try to figure out a way to expand your horizons. So those are the 5 points I wanted to share with you guys when it comes to starting a credit repair business. Once again, let's run through that. Number 1, what makes you unique and different? If nothing's unique or different, and if you haven't thought it through, and you cannot say consistently year in and year out that is who you are, then already you're at a disadvantage. Number 2, we talked about price point. Price point is critical, so you have to think about your cost of delivery and what are some of the things that'll make you stand apart. Number 3, what experience do you bring to the table? You need to have this. If you don't have that, what's going to happen is people will end up going to other people, even if it costs more. They're willing to do that because they want the confidence that you'll have it. You have their covered. You have them taken care of, and that you'll be there for them. And that leads us to point number 4, which is a customer service and follow-up. You need to have a strong customer service, because if you don't, like I said, most credit repair campaign people and the businesses who start their business don't last for more than 30 days per customer. Your job is to see their customer's journey until the end, and that's what will make you stand apart and get tons of referrals. The 5th and final point we talked about is a little bit of marketing, but marketing in a sense that's bootstrapped. You're going out there partnering up some people that actually use their customers' credit profiles to get them qualified for either a home, for a car, or financing of some sort. And that's what really helps you stand apart and will help you kickstart your business. Even if you have to pay referral fees at the beginning, at least it's guaranteed marketing, because that money is going out when you have a guaranteed customer. So with that said, I hope this video helped you guys understand, hopefully of how to start a credit repair business and what are some of the elements that you need to consider. Don't forget to smash that like button, because every time you guys do that, YouTube will push out my content to other people like yourself who are looking to perhaps start a credit repair business, or in simple terms, are looking to learn about personal credit. They'll be notified as well. If you haven't subscribed yet, well, this is the time. Consider subscribing and smashing that notification to all, so every time there's new videos like these, you guys will be the first to know. Don't forget to share this video. If you're thinking about starting a credit repair business, and if you've heard of somebody who wanted to start one, well, share this video. It'll help them with the insights and my knowledge transferred to you guys, and hopefully they'll learn something as well. So with that said, I hope you guys enjoyed. Once again, this is your guide and mentor, Alito After. Definitely catch you guys on the next one. Bye for now.